Welcome to Bishana's Legacy, where you will learn about none but finance with Mr. Finance. Stay tuned and take good notes. Hello. Welcome to another great segment with Mr. Finance, Keon Corniff. I'm here to teach you all about the rule of 72. How many of you guys ever heard of this before? The rule of 72. It's such a great rule, right? And one of the greatest thing about this rule is that it could teach you how many years it takes for your money to compound for it to double. So we're going to talk about it today. We're going to talk about the rule of 72. We're going to talk about why is this rule important and how can it affect you if you don't use it properly. Why is the rule of 72 such a big topic? Because most Americans or most everyday people don't apply this rule to their money, and most of the time you lose a lot of money if you don't know the rule of 72. Now, why do I always emphasize on this? Now, this rule, this simple rule, basically tells you how many years it takes for your money to double for you or against you based on the interest rate that you get. So let me just write out the formula, right? It says here, we're going to go right into it. It says if you take 72 divided by whatever interest you're getting on your money, that equals the years it takes your money to double, right? That's why the rule of 72 is important. So how does that formula look? It looks like this. Take 72 divided by whatever interest you're getting on your money, and then that will equal the years it takes for your money to double for you or against you. So let's use an example, right? Let's use a real great example. The real example we're going to use is your bank, right? So now, for those that's joining in and you just joined in, just hit like. Definitely remember to share and comment, right? Your bank. Now, what interest rate does your bank give you on your money? If you don't know, it's less than 1%, okay? Less than 1%. So your bank gives you an interest rate on your money less than 1%. But let's just be nice and just for argument's sake that they gave you 1%. So we're just going to use hypothetically that the bank gave you 1% on your money. So the bank will give you 1% of your money. Now let's apply the rule of 72 and let's see what that plays out for you, right? So what you do is that you take 72 divided by 1%, if the bank was supposed to give you 1%, and that will equal. So 72 divided by 1 is 72, right? And what did that 72? Remember what I said. 72, whatever that's equal. So if you was to divide 72 by whatever interest, the years, the whatever that equals is the years it takes for your money to double. So in this scenario, if you take 72 divided by 1%, that equals 72. So that means it would take 72 years for your $100, right, to then becomes $200. You ever wonder why you can't get a lot of interest on your money in a bank? You ever wonder why you're not getting ahead? You ever feel like you're not keeping up? That's why. This is exactly why you can't keep up and why you should not just put all your money in a bank account. It's because they won't give you enough interest for you to keep up and for your money to double for you, right? It's all about compounding interest, guys. That's the most important thing for you to understand in today's day. You must learn what compound interest is, and it's very important. But you know who's getting the higher interest rates? The banks are taking your money that you put in their bank accounts and investing it and making money off your money. And you know how much of the pie you get? Less than 1%. But they're making millions on your money. Don't you want to get out of the game of where they're making money off you and start putting your money to work? That's why it's very important that you sit down with me so I can teach you that. But here's something else I want to touch on. Now, everybody have credit cards, right? Everyone have credit cards. Now, here's the thing about credit cards. The average, right? It says here, when you look on this survey, right? The ARP, it says that the average credit card is 18%. 18% average. Now, people probably looking at me like, 18%? What credit cards you got, right? Because most people got like 20, 30. I've even seen 40% interest rate on their credit cards. Now, let me break that down and tell you why that is. Now, we're going to use 18, right? It says the ARP average is 18% on your credit cards, right? So now, let me tell you how that works against you, right? And I'm going to break it down to you and teach you a little bit something about how to get out of the rat race and how they can stop bamboozling you. It's time that you take control, and this is the year we're going to educate ourselves and start applying these methods, right? We're going to reverse the cycle. No more telling us what to do. We're going to tell you what you're supposed to do with our money so that way we can have a better life. Fair enough? Awesome. So let's talk about it. So now, if your credit card, if the average interest rate, so now this is not even applying to if you have a different one, right? So if the average ARP is 18% on a credit card, let's apply the rule of 72, and then we'll know how that works against you, right? We take the same 72, divide it by the average, which is 18%. And you could do this for your own as well. Whatever interest rate you're getting on your credit card, you do the same 72 divided by that interest rate, and that will equal the years it takes for your money to double against you, right? So if it's 18% in this case, 72 divided by 18 equals 4. So that's how many years it would take for your money to double against you. That's why it's very critical for you not to run up a large debt on your credit cards, because based on the interest that you get on your credit cards, that could determine how many years it takes for you to pay this card off, right? And if you don't pay it off, it automatically doubles against you. So now, if you had a $5,000 loan, like you used up $5,000, you maxed out the card, where you spent $5,000 on this card, right? And they gave you the minimum, because most of the time they try to think they doing you a favor when they say, oh, we have you pay the minimum. And say they say you paid, let's say $100. You're going to pay $100 a month to pay off this $5,000 debt, right? And this is assuming that you don't put any more debt on there. So you just have $5,000 debt, you cut that card up, and you're going to pay the minimum of $100 a month, right? And you have 18% interest on that card. Now, let me tell you how I tell you why they got you right there. You ready? If you was to pay $100 a month, right, on this card, so now on a yearly basis, that's what? $1,200 that you have put towards this $5,000 debt, correct? Now, let's add and factor in something else. You have 4 years to pay this off. So now, 4 times 1,200 is what? Now let's carry the 1, carry the 2, right? So that's what? 4,800. So that means you had a $2,200 remaining, right? Okay, might not sound like a lot, but if you don't pay off that $200 within that 4-year period, that $200 automatically becomes $400, right? So that's how interest works, and compounding interest against you, right? Because of the fact that it was meant for you to keep paying the minimum, so that way the interest could rack up against you, so that way the company make their money, right? That's how people always get caught up in the rat race. You ever see someone bought a car, took out a loan, and they took out like a $9,000 loan, and by the time they finish done paying for this loan, they end up spending like $30,000? That's because compound interest, based on the interest that you get on your money, that determine how many years it takes for that money to double against you or for you. So I'm going to share with you something here, a little example of what some of the interest should look like that you should be trying to accumulate, or at least educate yourself to know how to get this. because this is some of the things that I sit down with my clients and I teach them. I educate them on this. It's very important that we educate ourselves so that way we can educate others. Okay? So here's some of the things that most of you guys probably don't even know, right? And it's very important. Now, let me flip around my camera. All right, awesome. So you guys can see this. Let me make sure that you guys can see it. All right, perfect. Now, that's the rule of 72, right? And we're going to talk about compounding interest, right? How does it work? Why does it work this way? Who created it? You know, the rule of 72 was created by Albert Einstein. Just to give you a little bit of history of it. You know, this math genius came up with the rule of 72 to help people determine, based off the interest you're getting on your money, what that equals. How many years it takes for my money to double for me. So that's when you hear people say, put your money to work. Yes, you put your money to work based off the interest that you're getting on your money. That's how you put your money to work. So you must find a better interest, right? So let's talk about it. So now, in this example, the rule of 72, it says here, if you take 72, remember I told you, divided by whatever interest you're getting on your money, that equals the amount of years it takes for your money to double for you or against you. So in this case, what if you were able, and now, this is just speaking about, you were able to get 4%, which is here, right? If you were able to get 4% interest on your money, that would equal every 18 years, it would double, right? Money will double every 18 years. So now let's talk about it. Now, this example is someone that is age 29 that wanted to save $10,000 one time. Now, as you can see, they're earning 4% interest on their money. So this person put away $10,000 one time. As you can see, the money doubles every 18 years, right? Every 18 years, 29 to 47, 18, from 47 to 65, 18 and $40,000. So even if you were to get 4% interest on your money, that will take a while for your money to double for you, right? So now let's move along. What if you were able to now get 8% interest on your money, right? If you were able to get 8% interest on your money, now your money will be doubling every 9 years because 72 divided by 8 equals 9. So money doubles every 9 years. Same example. Person is at age 29, put away $10,000 one time at an 8% compound on their money. Now money is doubling every 9 years. Look at that. At 65, from age 29, look how the money have grown. From $10,000 one time invested, getting 8%. Now in every 9 years, that money would have grew to $160,000. Let's look at a different bracket. What if you were able to get 12% interest on your money? 72 divided by 12% equals 6 years. That's where you want your money to be, where your money is doubling every 6 years or better. Okay? You want more interest on your money so that way you could double your money faster. So now look at the difference between 8 years, 9 years doubling, and 6 years. Look at the difference between 8% interest and 12% interest. Look at that. Which one is better to you? Which one you want? 8% or 12%? What if I could do better? Right? What if I was able to give you an opportunity and see if you qualify for where you get better percentage than 12%? You know, most of my clients are very, very happy because I give them that opportunity. I give them the opportunity to invest their money where they have that type of interest rate, right? And it's much safer than most of these practically tools that most people are out here using. You know, that's one of the biggest thing. And that's why I always come on here to educate you guys, to share with you different things that most wealthy people are using. Some of the things that I've applied to my personal life, even my kids, right? It doesn't matter what age. You gotta be 15 days old to be able to see if you could qualify. And that's one of the greatest things, guys. It's one of the best kept secret ever. Okay? And that's one of the reasons why it's so important that we get this to you. So now the other thing I want to talk about is your buying power, right? Let me flip around the camera. Now let's look at these two examples here, right? Now, these two examples here, I want you guys to pay completely, I mean, full on attention to this. All right? Because most of the time, we don't see what is it that is going on, and we got to definitely pay attention to some of these things, right? It's very, very important, because when I learned about this, guys, I must tell you, I was extremely upset. I was so upset that why no one never tell me about this. So we're going to talk about example one, right? Example one. Now, this is the effect of taxes and inflation on your purchasing power. You ever hear about people telling that you're going to lose buying power within $100? Yeah, that's because the whole fiat system and our money going down based off currency and not being backed by gold. That's a whole nother topic. Okay? So now, here's what I want you to look at. Here's the example one. If you saved $100, right? And you're saving it, getting 3% interest on your money. So now 3% of 100 is $3. So that's a gain, right? Now you got to pay taxes at 25%, which is 75 cents taken away from 103, correct? So now that leave you after taxes with a net of $102.25, $102.25. Now inflation is at 3.5%, so that's $3.50 minus out of this, okay? So right there, when you look, actual returns after tax and inflation, your $100 is only really worth $98.75 after taxes and inflation, okay? Now, the thing that I want you to remember is the interest that you got. Now, let's come over here. And now let's look at the same example. You saved $100, but now you're saving that 5% interest, right? So that's $5. Then you pay your same taxes of 25%. That is $1.25 of 105. And then you come down at your net after tax is $103.75. That's $103.75 you have left over. Inflation come out of it, same thing, 3.5, which is $3.50. That take away. Now that actual return is $100.25. So what you need to understand is this, guys. You must get about 5% or more in interest to beat taxes and inflation. So if you're not even doing that, here's something someone always asks me, Keon, why is it that I'm always in the rat race? Why is it that I feel like I'm living paycheck to paycheck? I make good money. How can I see the money? It's because you're not having enough interest to keep up with inflation and taxes. So when you get hit with taxes and then you get hit with inflation, the great money that you're already making was not getting put to make more money for you. Put your money to work. You must put your money to work. You can't sit here and think that putting your money in a bank account is going to make it money. The bank make money off your money in the bank. So now what happened to you? When are we going to wake up and see that we're not really living effectively? We're not going after this thing wisely with a lot of common sense. Yes, I know what the problem is. No one taught you about this, but I'm here to teach you. And I'm here to share with you different vehicles that you could use, different things that you could qualify for without being super rich. Who's telling you that? Nobody else but Mr. Finance. I'm the only one coming on here, preaching it to you, teaching it to you, breaking it down so you can understand this, guys. You must understand this. No one else gonna tell you this. You know, that's why I make it my personal mission to come on here to teach you. Because no one will. This rule of 72, I wish I learned this at the age of 16 years old so that way I could apply my money and put it not just in a bank account and I wouldn't be using up their credit cards. Cash is king. Cash is king, guys. I promise you. Get in the habit of using cash more and less credit. And I guarantee you won't depend on borrowed money. All right, I'm not saying that credit cards are bad. What I'm saying is that use it wisely. If you're going to use the credit card, make sure that whatever you use on that credit card, you have that money there to pay for it at the end of the month. Right? It's almost like you're taking out a loan against yourself at a very lower interest rate, right? Now, my thing is this loan, you got to pay it off at the end of the month. So that way it's much better. I promise you. I promise you definitely do that. Apply that. Welcome, Farhan. So that's one of the biggest things that I want you guys to get at. Get better at understanding compounding interest. If you just come on when this video stops sharing live, you can then replay it and look at it and definitely share. So hit like, hit share, comment underneath the bottom if you have any questions, right? The other thing that I wanted to touch on too is not just the rule of 72. I also want to break down something to you guys as well. I also want to break down I'm going to go back over the budget. And someone asked me, just texted me a while ago. I just saw on my screen to talk a little bit more about the budgeting. I know that's not the topic for today, but we're going to touch on it. It's just the rules of 50, 20, 30, right? The 50, 20, 30. Make sure you guys go to watch my previous video. I just put it up yesterday. It's on my YouTube. And also you could go watch it there. I'll probably post a link underneath this video so that way you guys can get some very understanding about that great budgeting rule. It's really, really awesome. And it's a great way to definitely maximize your abilities. So now, here's the thing. Also, I want you to realize that what's going on with the system out there right now. A lot of things is going on out there. A lot of people are questioning things. A lot of people are wondering why this is this way, why is that way, and why nobody else is talking about it. But I'm going to talk about it because at the end of the day, I feel and I believe that people deserve answers and people deserve the right to know things. And that's one of the reasons why I started these shows where I could talk about it and give you guys some insights based off my own personal knowledge and some of what I've researched on, right? Because no one else really want to tell you these things. So now, here's the thing that I want you guys to realize, right? Now, the best kept secret. Someone asked me, how can I get those form of interest rate? Now, here's the thing that I want you guys to get really smart at. I want you guys to get in the word that's called fix and index, all right? I want you guys to get very, very familiar with that thing. You know, Warren Buffett raved about it last year and said that people should start putting their money in fixed and index markets, because the fact that a fix allow you to get a safety, so where you get a very nice high interest rate in some cases, and you have the safety net of where it could be from zero floor value or anywhere from 0.75 to 2%. Some companies even give you 3%. So it's just a matter of learning these things, right? Where can I put my money? How can I qualify for these things? And if you want to know more about that, definitely give me a call. Shoot me a call, shoot me a text, whatever. Reach out to me. I guarantee I could talk to you and share with you how can you do this, okay? And it's very important that you learn these things because no one else is going to tell you. I promise you that. And if they do tell you that, they're not going to break it down like how I break it down. The reason why I do that is because the fact that I was once like you. And I felt highly disturbed that no one had the audacity to teach me this. Why is this not getting taught in high school? Why is this not getting taught to kids this yay? Or 5-year-olds, 2 years old? I preach these things to my kids. So that way they understand that, yes, the bank is safe, but it's not great for my investment. Yes, my 401k is a great investment tool, but it's not the only one. Now, you know, that's the other topic. I'm actually going to make a video on that as well. And I'm going to break down 401ks. We're going to talk about some different things. So just a recap, right? A quick recap of the rule of 72. So now, if you take 72 divided by whatever interest you're getting on your money, that will equal the years it takes for your money to double. Okay? So here's the formula. Remember it, study it, practice it. 72 divided by whatever interest you're getting on your money equals years to double. Okay? Years to double. That's what you got to remember. So if your bank gives you less than 1%, if you have a student loan that's giving you a certain amount, if your car note is a certain amount of interest on your loan, look over it, apply the rule of 72, call me, we could talk it over, we could walk over it, and I will definitely break it down for you. All right, so I love you guys. Happy New Year. Welcome to the new year, and I'm gonna definitely start doing a lot more videos so that way I can educate you guys and have you guys catch up. Okay, they fooled us for so many years, but that's stopped now. Until they can shut me up, is the only way they can shut me up is by, well, let's not give them any ideas. All right, guys, so be good, have a great day, love you all. Have an awesome Sunday, and I'll definitely see you guys at the top. And I'm Mr. Finance, and I'm out. Make sure you guys tune in tomorrow morning. I'll be live on the radio show with Eric Dawson with finance, and we're going to break it down, and we're going to talk about some good stuff. So you never know what I'm going to touch on tomorrow. So make sure you're listening on Splash FM, which is 94.3, and you can listen to me. I'll post all the links on here. Love you guys. Be good.